sorry about that, you guys. But when he did that, I'm like, do you hate me? Like, why would you do that? Why would you give her Alzheimer's and let her forget about me? At that point, I was starting to hate God. I was starting to hate him because he was already taking so much out of my life. I'm like, really? At age 10, I was mad at him because he gave my dad cancer. He gave my dad cancer. It was almost 10 years ago. Sorry. But anyway, we convinced my grandmother because she was getting worse. They think that she had it for 4 years with dementia. They thought that she had that for 4 years. Way before my grandfather even died. And I'm like, they think or do they know? And she would get lost in Kentucky, and that's where she lived. She would get lost, she would get confused, she didn't know where she was. And I heard that something would have happened to her. And we all decided that it was best if she moved in with us to South Carolina. And it took 6 months for her to realize that she needed to stay with someone. And so she lived with us for 3 years. At least I got to see her every day. I got to see her every day. And sorry, you guys. My nose is just full of snot today. So, and she got to be there for my graduation. The beginning of this year, January 2nd, at 11:54 a.m., he took her to be with him. And I'm like, really? I'm like, screw you. Screw you, Lord. I'm like, just screw you. I don't want you in my life. I don't want you. I don't want you. I don't want you. Ever. Like, I didn't want him in my life because he took my grandmother. He took my grandmother out of my life, and I'm like, nope, no more. I don't want nothing to do with you. You gave her a disease, and she forgot who I was. And then you let her die. What the hell is wrong with you? See, there's a cuss word. Like, what the hell is wrong with you, you asshole? not an asshole. Yeah, and I just did great. And, it took a while for me to get over the death of her. So it took me a while to start actually to think God was real. It took me a while because he took the most important thing out of my life. And a few months ago, he did the same thing. When I was finally getting better and starting to believe that there was a God again, he took my grandfather on my mom's side. He took my grandfather away from me. And I wasn't there. I wasn't there enough. I just was. I cried like a baby at my grandma, at my grandpa's funeral. God, I make ugly crying faces. And so, I'm like, no, never again. And I said the 3 words and nobody was here. I said, I hate you, God. I said, I hate you, God. Who the hell does that? Oh yeah, this girl did. And I said, you could just go and rot in hell because you've already taken 2 people out of the same year away from me. I said, if you really loved me, if you were really my Lord and my King and my Master and my God, you wouldn't take 2 people I care about out of my life. Now, if he does this to either Caleb, my mom, my dad, my sister, or my friends, or my aunts, and my uncles, and my cousins, then we're gonna have a problem. Because I love them just as much as I did my grandparents. I told them that I hated him. I told God I hated him. That I didn't want nothing to do with him. I told him I didn't want nothing to do with him anymore. So, I literally did not go to church. I did not go to church for 2 months because I just didn't want to go. I'm like, why would I even step foot in the same house of God? He took my grandmother and my grandfather away from me. had already decided 2 months ago that I didn't want nothing to do with God. And then one night, I was on my knees, just crying. And I'm like, what are you doing to me? And I just looked at my parents and I said, look, I said, I know I haven't been going to church lately, but I would really like to go to Victory tonight, which is my old church that I'm going to rejoin soon. Just don't know when. And they're like, okay, yeah, you can go. Really, thank you. I went to Victory for a month on Sunday nights. And every time they would play a song that was like convicting, it just makes you want to cry. I went down to the altar. Stop crying like this, Lydia. Stop doing your high-pitched voice. I went down to the altar every stinking night. Like every Sunday night, I went down to the altar and I just started praying to God. And I'm like, help me, Lord. Like, just help me. I'm disrespectful. I argue with my parents. I do all these things that I'm not supposed to do. And, every night for a month, every Sunday night, I went to that altar and I prayed, and I prayed, and I prayed. And I just started crying my eyes out so much. I just cried my eyes out. And some of the church members that knew me since I was a baby just came and prayed with me, and it made me feel so blessed to have them in my life. And they're like, is everything okay? And I'm like, yeah. I said, I just have a lot on my plate right now. And I said, I'm fine. I just have a lot on my plate. Well, Sunday that just happened, I wasn't in the AM service because I was helping in junior church. And I got to sing in there. And I just wanted to cry, but I chose not to because I did not want to make a scene of me crying. And, that Sunday night, I just started crying my eyes. I just started crying. I'm like, are you trying to tell me something? Because if you are, please just tell me that you're here for me. Tell me that you love me. And then all of a sudden, I felt like this big burden heartache and bitterness went away. I feel like it went away. I had so much bitterness and hatred toward God because he took my grandparents out of my life. And like, I had to come to realization that a reality and that death is around us. It never stops. And so he took them out of this world when they were suffering. And I wanted to be selfish and keep them in my life forever. Thinking, oh, they're not going to die. No, they're not. And he showed me how fast it takes. He showed me how fast it takes just to take someone out of this world. And I'm like, wow. And so when I went to the bathroom at church, I'm like, are you just trying to tell me something? And the woman that came praying with me, she knew me since I was like a baby. I think she knew me since I was like 2. And she's like, you know, we're here for you. And we love you, and you can tell us anything. I need to really get down to business and make a decision. Am I really God's child? Or am I the devil's child? But I can't have both. I can't be all sweet and nice and loving the first day and then the next day be a conniving little snake to my family. I can't do that. And yeah. So that's basically why I'm not perfect. So I argue with my parents. I don't save money. My bank account is so poor that there's only 41 cents in there. I cuss. I hated God. And I did some other stuff. Oh, I cheated in high school. I'm not perfect. I'm really not. I'm just Lydia Spickard, 19 years old, almost 20. Just trying to find herself. Find out what she wants to do in life. What she needs to do in life. That she needs to trust God. And she needs to talk out her problems with somebody. Yeah. So therefore, I'm not perfect. And I'm sorry if I just cried and cried and cried. But I just need to get this off my chest. Because I'm not perfect. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. And I will catch you guys in my next video. I'm not sure when that's going to be. I'm going to be at the beach, 11/5, 11/6, and 11/7 this month. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in my next video. I love you guys so much. And I hope this doesn't change your point of view on me. Thank you so much for supporting me on my Instagram, defending me, and defending me from my jerk of an ex, Grace. I love you guys, and yeah.